Obviously you've had a chance to look at the game, and you must be pleased with your team's effort defensively. But where can you improve as far as trying to do better in the final third?
Well, obviously we're always trying to work on scoring goals. I think we had the opportunities, some really good opportunities, a lot better opportunities than a very dangerous New York team. Unfortunately, we just didn't put them away, and that's I think that penalty kind of changes things as well. That was for me it's a stone cold penalty, and that changes games. These decisions change the game. But you're right. We're always trying to work on creating more chances, but we have to have the right balance as well. And but I thought we defended extremely well against a very dangerous New York team, as Montreal found out the week before. So the guys can be really proud of themselves, especially it was their third game, and obviously in that week travelling out to the West Coast is very difficult. So really proud of the guys. They put a big effort in.
So talking about the goal scoring was with Ross, and he seemed to suggest that perhaps the final ball has to be a little bit better in the box. Just wanted to get your view on that.
Well, yeah, I think everything has to probably be a bit better. It's tough when they're running on fumes at the end there, the guys, against a fresh New York team. And I think if you really looked at it, you wouldn't have known really who was the team that had played midweek and had travelled a lot. And yeah, I think not just the final ball. Obviously, everything we can get better. That's where we're at the moment. We're always trying to get better, and we'll keep trying to remedy it.
Any update on? Noticed Robert Earnshaw and Danny Coovermans didn't train today. Is there any update?
I think Ernie's back pretty soon, so I think he's out running in that now, just not back training. But I think by close to the end of the week we'll be fine with Ernie, and I think Coos is still a couple of weeks away.
And Justin, you hope that his toe will be cleared up by the weekend?
Hopefully, yeah. So he's got awfully big toes, so hopefully those horrible things will be all right.
When did Justin pick up that injury?
I didn't actually know about it. I think it was something that actually kind of happened, afterwards, after on Sunday, and then he kind of called the doctor, and it swelled up quite a lot, and it actually is it sounds like a silly injury, but it's a horrible injury to get. It's very awkward to play with. So he's taken the medication, hopefully, to get over it, and hopefully Big Brawny will be back as soon as possible.
Sorry, just wanted to confirm. So Earnshaw, you think might be available for Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, and Coovermans, it's a little bit further away.
Yeah.
Do you think he's played his last game here?
No, by no means. It's hard with. As I said, it's hard with Danny. Just these things are normal for ACL injuries and guys. Of Danny's age, this is to pick up little niggly things like this is really normal. But we're trying to ease him back in as much as we can, and hopefully when he comes back from here, he'll get some bit of luck.
He is 34 though, or 35, and he was coming off the year-long absence, and then he picked up this other injury. So, what's the expectation when he does come back?
Well, there's no expectation from our side. We just hope that Danny gets back and gets enjoying his football and gets playing again. We tried to ease him in with minutes. We tried to make it a bit harder out here for him in the training so we could ease him back in. And so when he's put under the real stress, and unfortunately he just got a calf injury. I think he was getting there and thereabouts. But again, it's normal. It's pretty normal when you have long-term injuries like this.
So would that be the plan again? Like when he does come back, to ease him in, or do you throw him straight into the mixer? Or?
Well, obviously it's a bit different because the games are going to be a lot less games left. So
right.
The worry was that you put him in straight in early and he gets another long-term injury that could break him, and obviously this is frustrating for everybody, not just obviously for Danny, the poor guy, but for us as well because he's such a good player. But when he gets back, hopefully as I said, he'll come back stronger, and hopefully he can be really effective down the straight.
Any update as to when the cavalry is coming? The newcomers?
With trumpets?
Yeah.
Trumpets and bayonets as well.
And red carpets?
And red carpets and all that sort of. In all honesty, no, I don't. Obviously everybody's trying their hardest to get it done. I think there'll be a few announcements next couple of days. But as I said, I've been in the front of the queue, banging on doors for several, since we took over here. So hopefully we'll be we'll get it over the line as soon as possible. And as always, you guys were the first to know.
I know you said before you don't want to bring someone in just for the sake of bringing them in, especially now because you might be shorthanded up front with all the injuries. But in light of all the goal scoring problems lately, is there not some sort of urgency in terms of getting someone who can put the ball in the net?
Well, of course, if we can find guys who can put the ball in the back of the net, then yeah, that's. But unfortunately, they don't grow on trees, and yeah, you can go out there and you can take a risk on certain players, but that's what's happened in the past. And to fix a long-term problem, you don't put in a short-term solution. And as I said, I'll take all the criticism, I'll take everything, but I've got to look at the bigger picture, and I've got to look at the not just for the short term, but next season and year on. And I want to put a foundation in place at Toronto where for the next not just 3 months, but the next 3 years, we'll have a team that we won't have to change much, and it'll be done. When it's done once, it'll be done right, and we won't bring in replacement after replacement after replacement. For that's what's been happening here for the past 7 years. But once we get the squad in that we want, that's what we'll be living with for hopefully for a few years.
I think you and Kevin have both said you've intimated that you'd like to bring anywhere from 2 to 4 players in this summer transfer, and predominantly most of them in the attacking end. But the international transfer window, it is coming up. Is there fear that you're not going to get this done? Like, how confident are you that you'll be able to bring in some new recruits before that deadline?
Very confident. Yeah, obviously we've done our due diligence. We've got the guys lined up. If they fall away, we've got replacements. It's not a problem. But again, it's we're not going to push any panic buttons over 1 and 2 weeks. And as I said, I'll take the criticism on that. I know the urgency, but we have to do it right. We have to get the exact right person in on the right terms. And if it's not best for the club, for the short and long-term future, then we're just reliving the past.
So it sounds like you have main targets, but that if they don't possibly follow through, that you have other targets that you could call in. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, 100%.
Can you comment on Manny coming up from the academy and training with the first team? What you've seen?
Yeah, obviously we always keep an eye on the academy players. We want to bring as many young players as we can. I think they all want to follow the footsteps of Ashton Morgan, Dale Henry, and John Osorio. And Manny's just a guy that we really like, and liked him from the start, like everything about him. So yeah, we're just going to keep an eye on him. So yeah.
One more question for you. Did you happen to see John Herman? It was his analysis debut on TSN in the Women's Euro.
No, I didn't. I wish I did now, after you mentioned that, because I'd be giving him a text. But I heard he must have been superb, though, was he?
Oh, of course.